welcome to episode 2 of Frumple Dongus. I am Ivy, and I am joined by Brian.
Hey. Holy shit,
Also
episode
known as
2.
Yeah, also known as Voxid, the artist formerly known as Art Blaster.
Yeah.
And we have the wonderful Duper, who is also Justin, who's also... I don't know, what other aliases have you had?
Duper?
I feel like you've only had, like, that one.
Yeah.
You were just Justin and Duper.
I know
and then
more,
sometimes
but I don't wanna
Dupes.
out him.
Yeah, don't out me.
You know, it's funny. It's like sometimes I don't know sometimes like whether to say Duper or Dupes. And I get really confused, and then I'm like, which is the one in the video game we're making?
My friends call me Dupes.
So Dupes is more of like a shorthand, like a nickname, a friendly nickname.
Like how we call you Ives.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Duper is the name of the character in the game.
Okay,
no, it's Dupes in the game.
Is it Dupes?
Yeah, because I was looking at it like 2 days ago.
Oh wow, okay, I don't know what I'm talking about.
See, that's my problem. That's what I was just saying.
We're making a game, and we don't even know.
Oh, we know.
I'm like, it's one of these, and I don't know which one it is, and now I'm too afraid to ask. But yes, we're here on our... I really enjoyed the first episode where we talked about various things, including a fun slide and ball pit at work and mental illness. So yay for that.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was today I got Taco Bell for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 3 items, and that's usually my go-to. Like, I'll get 3 things. And I don't know about you guys, but is that like your usual amount of items that you order if you go to Taco Bell?
Yeah, about 3.
Yeah, I mean, I would normally just get like a combo without any real thought put into it. But
so you like the box meals and stuff?
I like the chalupa meal the most.
Yeah.
But
I'm
trying to diet right now, so I don't go to Taco Bell.
Oh, man, that's rough.
I do not do combo meals at Taco Bell because I can't commit. because those combo meals always change.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just pick individual items. So I'll go in. I'll be like, "Hi, big fan. Can I get a Crunchwrap Supreme?" And in that Crunchwrap, can I get extra nacho cheese? I prefer to punch this in on the whole digital interface ordering screen in some Taco Bells. That way I don't have to show these people how fucking disgusting I am.
Man, that must be nice to have that.
Oh yeah, it's fancy pants. But then after I get my little Crunchwrap, depending on my mood, I might get another Crunchwrap. Might get 2, or I'll just get the singular Crunchwrap with 2 bean burritos.
Ooh.
With no onions because their onions are ass, and extra red sauce. Woo! Oh.
Now let me tell you.
Oh.
Yeah. Go ahead,
I
Brian.
might start doing that. I might start not ordering combos to tell them what I want, because like they do seriously change the combos all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get the combos because I don't eat any of the meat there. So I'm relegated to veggie options. No, they have a lot of options. So you could order like literally fucking anything with just like black beans or whatever, and rice and shit. So I usually get like 2 burritos and like a taco. That's usually my go-to. And I'll get like the quesarito with like black beans and like those nacho fries in it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's pretty hefty. So then, you know, and then like I'll eat the first 2 items and I'm like, oh man, this is so fucking good. And then like I get to the 3rd one and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? I hate everything.
Why am I doing this myself?
But I have to eat it because it's Taco Bell, and like you can't really save it. Like you could put it in the fridge, but then it's like not the same.
You cannot save Taco Bell.
No, you know what?
There's a shelf life of a day.
Yeah.
Megan does that shit. It's disgusting.
She saves it?
Yeah, no, like if there's still stuff like I order enough to where I can eat it all, or I could just about eat it all, like save for like a bite or two.
Uh-huh.
But she's like, bless her fucking heart. She will get a soft taco 12 pack, and depending on her mood, she could crush that whole bitch or not. And then she'll put the whole fucking 12 pack in the fridge, and she will heat that up and eat it the next day. And to me, that is the grossest thing ever.
Oh, really?
Maybe in the fridge is a little weird. Like, we have gotten like a bunch of bean burritos and threw them in the freezer and like ate them later in the week. Like, I don't know, maybe deep freezing this shit like, preserves it.
Oh yeah, I could see that kind of being different.
Yeah, I don't know. I just had like an experience today, and I'm just like, I gotta figure out if you guys are as depraved as I am. Like, I don't think I should be ordering this. I think I have a problem. I think that's what it came down to when I was eating it. I'm like, should I be eating this much food from them?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's just something that happened today at lunch. I had like this weird existential moment. Like, do you guys ever have that shift in consciousness where you're just like really enjoying something and then you're suddenly pulled out of it after and you become self-aware? You're just like, what the fuck did I just do?
Does something like trigger this train of thought, or is it just completely random?
It's probably just because I was like at the point where I'm like, all right, I could stop eating now, but I'm not going to.
You get to that point where you're just
I can stop anytime I want.
Maybe a burp or two. You're like, ugh.
It's just funny when you reach that point where you just get like existential about everything.
Yeah.
When you're on your third burrito.
When you're on your third burrito.
Third burrito. I used to get the I don't know if you ever had the caramel apple empanadas.
I think I might have tried it.
What word did you just say?
Caramel apple empanada.
Empanada. Okay, I've never even heard of that.
Okay, so it was a delicious, crispy, sweet pocket full of sweet apple pie innards.
Yeah,
it was delicious, and it was so good.
Yeah, it's like a hot pocket basically.
It was their McDonald's apple pie thing.
Oh, I was gonna say McDonald's apple pies; those were like hot pockets.
Yeah. Oh, you just reminded me. A couple of weeks ago, I ordered McDonald's on Uber Eats because I am totally okay with paying the $10 extra to have it delivered than going to get it myself because, yeah. Anyways, I get the fucking food and I open it and it's not even my order. First, it was an order for like,
dude,
I don't know. I think it was like an order for like 4 people, but I could probably have crushed it all myself. But this is where it was weird, right? There were 2 of those chicken sandwiches, okay, and 10 of those strawberry cream cheese pies that I guess they started doing or something.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like the apple pie, but it's like full of like strawberry jam and cream cheese or something.
Weird.
Yeah, I got 10 of those, and I was like, "Hey, gross. This isn't my order." And they're like, "What's missing?" And I'm like, "All of it. This is
the wrong order."
And they're like, "All right, cool. We went ahead and refunded you the money." I'm like, "All right, sick." And then I'm like, "Do I order my food or do I just suck it up and eat these 10 pies?" So about 9 pies in, I start having this moment of clarity.
About 9 pies in.
Oh my god. I knew you were gonna say that, but I didn't want to believe it.
Oh my god, that's so freaking funny.
God. That's almost like that's like a nightmare scenario almost.
So there I was. 9 pies in.
So we were talking about refrigerating Taco Bell food and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm also hardcore against. I don't know if any of you have had Little Caesars pizza.
I have, and it's not the best.
I have not. At least not in recent years. I'll just say that.
So there's this meme for it, and it's
like good.
Yeah, it's hot and it's ready, and it's like, but is it good? And it says it's hot and it's ready. You know, and I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. And some people will refrigerate it, or like if they don't finish the pizza, you know, they just leave it there and reheat it later when they're hungry, which is totally valid for any other pizza chain. Yeah. But the minute that Little Caesars gets cold, it tastes like ass.
Yeah.
Like the nastiest ass ever.
The nastiest ass.
Nasty ass.
Not only that, it's like the crust has like the consistency of cardboard. It's like you're eating the box itself. Like they could have delivered this to you without the box, and it would have been fine.
Right. You could have just eaten the cardboard.
Yeah, exactly. Which, you know, I might.
You know, yeah, I mean, we had frozen pizza last night, and I opened a can of mushrooms and took some olives and cut them up and put it on it, and it was actually really good. So it's like, I don't know, even that.
I love frozen pizzas.
Yeah. There's this DiGiorno one we got. It's like a square one. I don't know if it's like a margarita pie or something.
Was it a deep dish?
No, it wasn't a deep dick.
My bad.
But there was this Chicago Uno deep dish pizza they used to sell in this. I used to get, and it was fucking huge. And I remember I used to eat the whole thing, and I looked at like how much fat was in it and shit, and it's like literally your whole day's worth of like saturated fat. So I would never do that again.
Yeah.
It was so bad. But
there's this one frozen pizza brand that Megan and I are hooked on called Freshetta.
Oh yeah. We have Freshetta too.
Freshetta is banging.
Yeah, it slaps.
It does. There's never any left to reheat, so I don't know.
What, like in the like putting it in the fridge? You mean?
Yeah, there's never any left. Like it's gone.
Like it doesn't last until it doesn't make it to the fridge. You guys just eat it all.
Yeah. Frechetta's good. Red Baron kind of sucks ass. I'm sorry.
Red Baron does suck ass.
I like
sucks farts out of ass.
We also had this California Pizza Kitchen one. I think it was like kind of like a flat thing. It was almost like a cracker crust.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. It had like barbecue sauce and like fake chicken on it. Ooh. So that was good. Yeah, like the veggie chicken. That was good. But yeah, I don't know, something when you have you have like these out of body experiences after you eat a lot of something gross. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Consciousness is just weird like that, where I'm, you know, like it's like your mind kind of like dictates how you exist in the world in a way. Like the world is like this subjective thing. Like, oh, it is what it is, right? Like science creates chemicals and matter and shit, and then it just exists as it is. But then we like perceive it a certain way. It's like, oh, look, a sunset. That's making me happy. You know what I mean?
I like
I don't know. I find that
I'm sorry, I just thought it was funny. It's like I like how we went from like discussing our favorite Taco Bell meals to like existential crisis.
I don't want to get
exactly
into existential. I do not want to get into that. I'll start going on about black holes and getting real fucking freaked out and shit. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you get really weird about black holes and shit in the universe.
Yeah.
But I remember you told me about that.
So
but like, no, but that was the whole point of me bringing up the Taco Bell, because I was like,
right, yeah.
I reached that third like burrito, and I'm just like having a fucking out of body experience. Just like, what's the meaning of life? Why did I do this?
Yeah.
It's just, I find it interesting because it's like nothing changed except my perception.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I was so happy and excited when I started this taco journey.
Yeah.
This taco journey.
Don't you hate like you could, like, when you're hungry, you're like, I want to eat this, or like you're craving this food or whatever. But then after you're done eating, doesn't matter what, you feel the same way. You're full, you're not hungry anymore, and you're completely content. And then you're just looking at yourself and you're just like, you know, I could have just ate a sandwich at home and felt the same fucking way.
Without dying afterwards.
Yeah, you're like, but I just spent $15 at Taco Bell on food when I could have just made a tuna sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have hit the spot, but in the end, I would have felt exactly the same.
Well, yeah, when it comes down to it, it's just like your hormones controlling like the switch in your brain being like, all right, you are no longer hungry. Congrats.
Yeah.
It's like kind of funny. But yeah, that's so true. And I need to start thinking about that more often.
Yeah.
Like before I like go ape shit eating something.
Oh yeah, because I'm awful at that. Like,
oh my god.
I'm in San Diego. I have so many food options.
Yeah.
Like
I know.
crazy amount of food options. And I'm just like, I could just make myself a bowl of cereal and feel the exact same way. Or I could drop $40 and have the most delicious meal ever, but then feel exactly the same in the end. And I hate it. I hate it because I'm like, I'm out $40.
So you basically want there to be some kind of like epiphany once you're done eating this like Taco Bell or some shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to level up after it.
Yeah, like I want to feel something else in the end, but it's like the foods that I really like are like the gross, fatty, greasy foods. So obviously I feel like shit. And then so in the end I spend $40, right? I eat like a fucking idiot, and my food in my fridge just rots for another day. So it's all negatives.
Yeah. Ugh. Quick question. If I play sound effects and stuff, will that pick up on the like on my computer? Will that pick up on the stream? Like, will it be recorded?
It depends if you have it set to output.
Yeah, whatever you have going out of your Discord mic.
Oh.
So
yeah,
not.
See, that's
you usually got to install another application to do all that.
Were you thinking about having like Foley, like the
yeah,
radio
I actually
show, like,
have. Yeah, I actually put a soundboard together for our show.
Hello, and and now for today's poop butt. Boing, 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 boing.
We could set that up, but you have to set up like a digital. What's it called? Like a second line out, and they kind of like merge. There's a free program called Voice Meter that does that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But once you start fucking with the sound on your computer, it's never gonna work the way you want it ever again.
Never gonna be the same.
Really?
Yeah.
It'll never go normal. Yeah, because you'll uninstall that application, and then certain things are still gonna default to like the driver that was left over for that for some fucking.
It's kind of fucky. Yeah, there might be an easier way to do it now, but
I don't even bother.
Yeah, a friend of mine was trying to get it so that they were using that on their streams, and it just messed up their entire stream. Where like the stream couldn't hear anybody, like they couldn't hear the game or anything.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, maybe we won't do that.
All right, so I might give that a try next time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that and screw up all the settings and everything, and then yeah, I'll have another existential crisis.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing with consciousness and that shift where you're like, oh, it's like you become a different person after you're done eating the food.
I like how you're going on about this existential crisis after enjoying this delicious meal or like mid-meal, and
Yeah.
I'm still hung up on what food should go in the refrigerator and what should go in the pantry.
Is that really an issue with you?
Yeah, it is actually. I get in fights with Megan all the time.
Well, like, what were you thinking about specifically?
So we were talking about putting Taco Bell in the fridge and how it's awful. Don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
and then I started thinking about other things and other foods and stuff. And then I started thinking about these arguments that I'll have with Megan about. So she puts the soy sauce in the fridge, and that shit pisses me off because I don't want. No.
I don't.
Nobody wants cold condiments on anything.
Like it's ketchup.
When you,
yeah.
Okay,
what? You don't.
Okay. All right, listen.
Fucking
You go to a diner. You go to a diner. Okay. Or you go to a restaurant and they got like ketchup on the table.
Right.
The ketchup's not fucking cold.
It's
room temperature. Why do I want to put cold ketchup on a hot dog?
I don't know, but we do it at home though, and don't question it.
Don't question it. Just accept it.
I hate it so much.
But doesn't ketchup need to be refrigerated? Doesn't it say it needs to be?
I don't think so.
It says it on the bottle, okay? That's what Megan's argument was. But
it says it on the bottle.
My argument is I'm still alive and I'm fine.
Yeah. So as long as you survive it.
Yes. And
so it could be like rotting and producing toxins, but if you're like immune to those toxins, you're just like, I survived. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you got an immune system for a reason.
Yeah.
I paid for this. I'm gonna use it.
So I paid for this. So if it's whittling you down to like minimum survival HP, you'll still advocate for that method. You'll still be like, still be like, I'm not fucking refrigerating that.
I'm not. No. Like, soy sauce is the worst one too because it's literally just cold liquid.
Please don't tell me that you eat food that has mold on it.
No, that's disgusting.
Unless it's blue cheese.
Oh yeah, that's different. That's like completely different. My mom was like the kind of person where she I was like, Mom, this is like that bread has mold on it, and she'll like remove the slices that have mold, like the rest is fine.
No,
and I'm like,
no, you can't do that.
I'm like, Mom, I'm not. No.
She doesn't know about the
roots.
No.
Yeah. I see mold and I blue skidoo out of there. It's gone.
Yeah, you don't mess with that. That's not good.
Not only there's spores in the bag, and also there's the like thread filaments running networks through your bread.
The bread network.
You gotta watch out for the bread network.
Oh, you gotta jack onto the bread network.
Make the bread work.
What was that?
It's the yeaster net.
Yeaster net.
Oh my god. So, do not put your condiments in the fridge.
Oh, okay. I'll just change my entire
you gotta stop that right now.
You're welcome.
You know it's weird because I put some things in the fridge, like mustard and ketchup and mayo. Especially mayo. I will not leave mayo out.
Please... no, that goes in the fridge.
I was about to say, please tell me you don't leave mayo out.
No. Mayo is one of those ones.
Eggs.
It goes in the fridge. Eggs, obviously. Oh wait, I know what you mean. But yeah, that goes in the fridge.
Yeah, mayo has eggs in it. That's why I said that.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with that. One of my friends, all right, puts his peanut butter in the fridge.
I do that.
Whoa! Why?
Whoa, really?
Why?
Whoa.
Yeah. You guys don't put peanut butter in the fridge?
No.
No!
Oh, come on.
That's wild.
No!
Just get a spoonful of that cold ass peanut butter and put it on your bread.
Why?
Oh,
No!
wow. That's interesting.
I don't know, man. Runny peanut butter isn't my thing.
But it's
easy to spread.
yeah. How do you spread it when it's cold?
I don't know.
How do you
does
spread it when it's
it
cold?
does
I feel
the
like I have that
job.
same issue with butter. Like butter just tears up the bread.
Yeah. Well, I put butter in the fridge too.
I mean, I do too, but I leave it out if I'm like having a meal with butter, and then it's like soft.
Just use margarine.
You like margarine?
Yeah, because it can, it can be spreadable.
So yeah, I put that's interesting you say that though, because yeah, like restaurants don't put. Well, so the restaurant I used to work at, we would leave the ketchup and mustard out all day in the bottles.
But and then at the end of your shift,
we'd put it away. No, wait, did we put it in the fridge? We did put them in the fridge. Huh? That can't be good.
Wait, what did you put?
Yeah, no, like so, like at the restaurant I used to work at, like ketchup and mustard would be on the table, and at the end of the day when we're closing up, we would like collect all those, and then any extra leftover mustard and ketchup, you put it back in the big jug that it came out of, and
where's the big jug, Brian?
We put those in the fridge.
Was the big jug in the fridge?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, I'm struggling to remember now. I think we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. But like that it shouldn't matter then at that point. It's like you have this ketchup mustard on these tables all day.
Right.
And then you're like, "Oh, we better put it in the fridge at the end of the day."
Oh yeah, better get it back in there.
And it's probably in the fridge less than it is on the tables because they were closed like only 8 hours or so.
That must be. Yeah, what were you saying?
I was like, I like how this is just fucking Brian's brain right now.
Yeah, I'm like really like questioning everything that's happened.
Did the ketchup go into the fridge?
The lid.
The lid.
So that's interesting. Like I've never had a job in like the like food service industry. No, in like food service industry, like restaurants or anything.
Yeah.
It always seems like really difficult to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It sucks.
It's pretty rough. Honestly, I had a factory job and I've worked restaurants and stuff like that, and I'd rather work the factory job.
Yeah, it just seems like kind of thankless work in a sense.
And people treat you like shit.
Yeah,
it's not even like they're like thankless. They're like purposely mean.
Right. That's why I'm like I purposely like whatever I do, I'm like just trying to be nice the whole time. I'm like,
man, fuck you guys.
I'm like, oh my god, you have to be here. I'm upset for you. But now, what do you guys think of like companies now, especially like the food service industry? Like how they're suddenly able to afford paying their workers fair wages and benefits suddenly.
Oh, is that a thing that's happening now?
Yeah. Well, somewhat. In terms of like offering them like health, like their employees' health insurance and everything. And like I see that and I'm like, that's awesome. It makes it kind of worth it to work there. But then like on the other hand, like everyone's critique of that is like, so you could have been doing this the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, on the one hand, good, they're doing it now, but also, yeah, that's a good point. It's like, why wasn't this done sooner? And it's funny you brought that up because I was just about to talk about how like tips are, because it's weird because in the United States, tipping is like a normal part of the culture and like everyone expects a tip. But in any other country, well, not any other country, but a lot of other countries, that's not a thing. Like, that's like, it's actually kind of like some people get offended if they get tips, and it's like,
oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think in Japan they don't want tipping. Like they get offended if if you tip them, because it's like they don't. It's like, I don't know. I don't understand the reasoning behind it, but like they don't, in other countries they generally get paid well enough that they don't need to rely on tips. You know, they don't rely on the customers to pay what the company should be paying. But yeah, that's funny you brought that up, like their pay, because it's like, yeah, a lot of restaurants, like waiters, waitresses, whatever, servers, they mostly get their paychecks through tips.
Mm-hmm.
And when I used to work at that restaurant I was talking about, yeah, like my paycheck was okay. I mean, it was better than minimum wage, but it was still like under $10. And but like we mostly got our money through tips, which is
that's
sad.
Unbelievable.
It's shitty, and a lot of places can they. Oh god, it's so fucked up. So like, I don't remember the exact pay, right? But and I don't know if this is still practice. This was how it was years ago. Years ago. If you were in like a waiter or like a heavily tipped position like that, you could actually get away with being paid with much less than what minimum wage is.
Yeah.
Because you're being paid with tips. And then at the end of the day, it's like, okay, so you had this server, right? This server's working for your company and they're delivering food. Like, you're paying them barely anything an hour, right? And then that barely anything is getting taxed, and all the tips that they made is also getting taxed.
Right.
That company has invested barely anything into that person, and they are surviving off of customer tips alone. So if you think about it, who benefits to that in the end? The company.
Yeah.
The company ain't paying shit.
Yeah, now you mention that, I remember that was a thing. I can't remember what restaurant it was or something, but like I know some places that would get, people get tips. The company would pay them less than minimum wage, like $4 or $5 an hour or something less than that. And it was because that they got tips, and everyone just thought that was okay. But now, if you try to do that shit now, people just have a riot. And
it's fucked up.
It's just like, how the hell did they get away with that? Like,
well, I guess
it's incredibly fucked up.
Yeah, it's it was like for a long time an unfortunate part. I mean, I guess it still is a part of the culture, if you will, in the United States, and it does suck. But yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that about Japan, but it kind of does fit in a way where like it, maybe I don't know, like I don't know their exact reason either, Brian, but like maybe it's like
yeah. So in Japan, tipping isn't customary because in their culture, good service is considered like the standard, you know?
Yeah.
And like I am getting paid, this is my job and this is what I need to do as my job, So there's like that's just part of like what they're doing and stuff. So you're just like, hey, you did a good job, you give them money. It can be viewed as like kind of offensive in a way. It's like, hey, you need this, and you're just like, what the fuck? It's just a different culture.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It was something that had to do with like the cultural view.
Yeah.
But here, here things are a little different.
I was Googling, like, why does Japan get offended about tipping? But like autofill that, why does Japan get offended by everything? I was like, wow, Google. Oh my god.
I'm offended by everything.
I feel like that's more of us.
Yeah, no, it is. It's us perceiving that they get offended by anything, but when really we're just being disrespectful a lot.
Yeah.
Why aren't you tolerating my disrespect?
Yeah. God, ain't that the truth? Anyways.
Yeah.
I was a food runner for a food establishment for I want to say a year This was like around the time where I started dating Megan.
Mm-hmm.
I was a food runner, so I wasn't a waiter or a server or anything like that. But I would just run food to tables if like the server was, they needed the help and stuff. I was actually getting over minimum wage, but but for tips, I would get a percent of all the server made tips combined because I was helping everybody in the end. So I think I would get like I think it was like 5% of all tips made. This was a high end steak restaurant I worked at.
Oh wow.
And it was like very fast paced. I liked it. I only worked a few days a week, but it was like the tips that came in were like really, really good fucking money.
That's awesome.
But all of the tips I made, and as well as my paycheck, obviously, were taxed.
Yeah.
So I was making pretty okay hourly wage, but by the time I got my paycheck, it was barely anything because of all the tips that were taxed.
Oh, that's such bullshit.
Yeah, it's like, all right, here's your paycheck, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I made $40.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It's so weird, our relationship as a society with like money.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a weird concept when you break it down and everything. It's like this thing that, we all work for, like we work towards, we save and everything, and like it's essentially something that doesn't have any meaning in a way.
Right.
Except like the meaning you attach to it. So, and American culture is very strange, where it's like hyper capitalist, where it's like it's almost like that's everyone's complete focus and like their drive in doing anything. Like that's the end. That's the means. That's the kind of end goal of every kind of like thing that they're doing in a way.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad that when you think about like people want to what they want in their life, they're like, I just want to live comfortably. It's like that should be a thing people just have.
But, right, and then it like fucking blows their minds when you say that.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. People should be able to live?
Yeah. I hate that
like
too.
that. I hate that disconnect, honestly. Like, and that's the disconnect that money causes, and this society that we live in, where it's like, like you were saying, Brian, it's like you should just be able to live and preferably comfortably and pursue your own like things and everything, your own goals and stuff that isn't like totally dominated by making money and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, it's like, there's a lot of things, and there's people who understand all this much more than I do, like in terms of like the way society is constructed and everything, and in terms of like, capitalism and alternate forms of government and stuff. But like, it would be interesting to see like a system, because we have such a like perverse system that's like governed by the cliche big corporations, and but it's not really a cliche, it's our reality. It's like, actually, that's what the facts are of the situation,
Yeah.
where it's like, well, who controls political candidate or whatever? It's like, oh, well, whoever got the most money and can do the most campaigning and stuff. And it's like, well, how'd they get that money? It's like, big giant ass companies donated to them.
Right.
It's like, when you think about that stuff, it's like you look at like the breakdown of like the whole like economic system, and then you look at like people's individual motivations about work and stuff, and then it's like it's all weird and tied together.
Mm-hmm.
What it really is based on, though, is that shitty mindset that I've talked to you about before, about I had to work hard, therefore you have to work hard too.
Oh god.
But their perception of, like, how, like, they worked hard and they were able to accomplish this, right? They don't see how hard the new generation is working, right? But the new generation is complaining, how they see it, that they are not able to, like, get a home or live comfortably and stuff. But how the older generation see it was, I worked my ass off and I was able to. So obviously you're not working hard enough and you want handouts. So like that mindset, right? And as much as we want to believe that we have an incredibly solid and foolproof system, no, the people with those mindsets are the same people who run everything.
Right.
So the bitch is getting those people to change the system that they benefited from to help the new generation. But they all see it as, oh, you're all just complaining because you're not working hard enough. And that's the whole issue right there, completely. That's why I always make that joke about we just wait for a couple more decades and things will get better because they'll all die out.
Yeah, I mean, it's the sad truth, but at the same rate, you're totally right about that. The the whole societal perspective where it's like, back, first of all, the dollar went further back in the day.
Yeah.
There's something called inflation.
Yeah.
And wage stagnation.
Yep.
So if you're not making more money now than you were back in the 70s, but stuff is more expensive, you can't afford things now.
Right.
And it's like, that has nothing to do with like working hard or not.
Yeah.
It's like, I do a 40-hour-a-week job, and it's like, I can't afford to buy a house. It's like that kind of reality, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, I could get a house, but also a 30-year mortgage, 30+ year, which I'm frankly not interested in. And I'm just like, and yeah, it does create, it does create a problem in society.
Yeah. It kind of sucks because pay to people and all that stuff doesn't adjust with inflation. So they continue to pay everybody basically like what they were paid years and years ago, and they don't match with the inflation and stuff. So obviously, like, there's more profits coming in, because the dollar is going up, in worth. So there's more profits. So companies and shit are just like, oh fuck, hell yeah, we're making more money. And like those are just coming in as profits, and they're just like, all right, cool, let's go ahead and like put it in our pocket or do something else with this money and stuff, instead of putting that towards, hey, maybe we should be paying our people more because the worth of the dollar is going up. They're like, no, they're fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. I don't know what like the justification is for that, or like
greed.
Yeah. Well, of course, but like, if the price of housing goes up and everything, I don't know. It's just weird.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks. Like, as much as I would love to have a nice house in fucking Seattle, Washington, with a nice car and just have an entire floor to my house dedicated to arcade cabinets and retro game collections and whatnot, I can't do that. I have to settle for moving to Arizona because it's affordable, and
yeah,
that's just how it is. And like a good example of this is like, I don't know if you're aware of Silicon Valley, California.
Yeah.
Which is like one of the most expensive places to live.
Oh, I'm sure.
In the entire country.
Oh, Seattle's actually, because you mentioned Seattle.
Yeah.
They're actually kind of going through the same kind of economic change and everything because of Amazon. Because I forget exactly how it works, but it essentially makes the price of housing more expensive in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So then it increases the homeless population, and now that's actually an issue in Seattle. Is their homeless population?
Yeah, that's a big thing in Cali too.
Yeah. So it's pretty fucked up. Where it's like, how could you be in a city and yet there are, people who are homeless? It's just kind of like, it's like a strange, kind of, what do you call it? Like a contrast, I guess.
Yeah, but hey, let's just remove all the benches and shit so they.
Oh my god, yeah, that's really sick. Like the whole anti-homeless architecture with like the spikes under bridges and shit.
Yeah.
What?
Like, a lot of the
you don't know about
benches
this, Brian?
I did not know about that.
Oh, so where I live,
Type it in Google.
They changed all of the bus stops
Mm-hmm.
to where they have armrests.
Oh god.
Like in the middle
Oh,
of
so
the
people
bench.
can't sleep on them?
Yeah. So like
It's
completely
really sick.
Prevent that. And it's like instead of solving the problem, let's just make it to where we push them somewhere
can't
else.
Yeah. So wow. That's like they're putting more effort into like making it so homeless people aren't around
like this.
than just like making it so homeless people have money or like have a place to be.
Like look at this. Look at this image.
Okay.
Like why?
Oh
It's,
yeah.
For people listening, and it's literally a park bench with shittily added armrests in the middle.
Someone should go in and remove those.
People do that, and then they get in trouble. They get in a lot of trouble for that because you're
because public property.
Yeah, it's vandalism or something.
Like this is like this one in particular is pretty bad. Yeah. Where they put the fucking spikes on there. It's like, so then, I mean, you could just put a mattress over it, but still.
But like,
it's like,
why go through all that effort? Like,
I don't know. I mean, it's just like open hostility.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know about that.
No, I don't. I'm not hip to the jive.
No, yeah, I think, that's terrible. I remember when I first saw that, I'm like, damn. And it didn't even occur to me with like the armrests and stuff until someone pointed it out. I was like, fuck, you're right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it kind of is. Especially like when you see that, we'll say like, oh, Amazon or whoever is directly responsible to like the homeless situation in the city, right? And then you get architecture like this, so it feels, it's like I don't even know what to say.
Just build a building, but like build a homeless shelter. Yeah, like just build a homeless shelter. Then they'll go there. Like,
well, so the thing is with that, it's like they do have those, but then they have like specific requirements for those shelters, and obviously a big thing is we don't have enough room, and a lot of bills get passed. I'm just speaking for California. Bills get passed to build more shelters for them and stuff, or they don't really get passed. They get like pushed up, but then they're just like, well, we don't want to spend that much money, and that's what it kind of turns into. It's like they would rather build anti-homeless stuff instead of actually building shelters for them.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. It's like, it kind of seems like like big cities and corporations don't want to fix problems. They just, it's like they create them and then kind of like try to push them away.
Wow. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
But that's how it be. So like shit
Yeah.
changes, that's not gonna change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like shit, I'm surprised that I guess
Fucking
Fucking
no, I don't want to bring down the mood of the frump.
That's okay. Bring it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
It's on my mailbox.
Yeah, tell us your story about your mailbox, Brian.
I was gonna tell you guys this story, but I didn't want to change subject.
No, do it.
So I'm pretty sure I told both of you, but basically earlier this week, I'm sure this is like a normal thing that happens to a lot of people, but like my mailbox got hit. And
just establish that you live like in the middle of nowhere.
I do. I live in the middle of nowhere in like near some woods, and there's like one road in front of me, and that's it. And so I went out one day in the morning, and my mailbox was hit, but it was really weird because it was hit the opposite direction of oncoming traffic, and then there were no tire marks, and it wasn't like hit, like there wasn't any like dents or anything on it. It just seemed like it was bent down, like, and it's a really industrial heavy thick pole. Like 3 guys, me and 2 other guys, could not bend it back up.
So wait, the actual pole was
the actual pole was bent 90 degrees, and
God, I wish that was me.
Shut up.
My face went
and yeah, it was just really bizarre because it's like there was no tire marks, there was nothing going on. It was just like the pole was bent down. Looked like it almost seemed like something really heavy bent it down very gently. It was weird. I'm pretty sure it was
UFO,
like
honestly.
Oh yeah, that's probably what it was. I mean, my suspicion is that someone tried to back up, turn around in my driveway, and they just completely missed the driveway, and they like had a big ass truck or something. But anyway, so I was talking to my landlord, and they were like, "Oh, you could probably just bend that back up." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, cool.
Did you try to do it yourself?
I did at first, so there's the mailbox, and then there's another pole next to it that has like a reflector on it, and the other pole next to it I could just bend up by myself. But like the mailbox is like, I don't know what kind of pipe it is, but it's like super heavy, and I could not even move it. And then I got my neighbor to help and his brother, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll help you," and they did, and they're like, "What the hell? Like this pole is super heavy and super thick, and it won't bend." So then we ended up getting a truck and using one of those like pole strap things on it and to bend it back up. But even the truck struggled. Like the truck, you could hear the engine.
To?
What?
What is the pole like anchored to?
It was, I don't know if it had like a cement block in the ground or something like that or whatever, but it was just in the ground, in dirt. But I'm really, actually, now that you mention that, I'm glad that it didn't like fling out and like hit me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the truck pulled it and bent it back up, but it was just like, it was a thing. And it was hot, and it was like, man,
that's annoying for a fucking mailbox.
Yeah, and I was kind of annoying my landlord. I was like, why can't you come out and replace it? Like,
yeah,
okay.
Wow, like it had to be like a UFO.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, who would be on your street? You're in the middle of nowhere,
and the thing is, I didn't even hear anything. Like I heard a truck, but it didn't sound like a crash or anything, like any loud bang. And my neighbor drives a big industrial truck for work, and I was like, oh, that must be him just going to work. So,
you know what you need to do? You should like, I don't know if like you could use a black light, or you should use some kind of like technology to see if there's any kind of like residue from UFOs on it or some shit. You could do that. You guys didn't know that?
No.
There's like there have been UFO cases and shit where like they looked at things with, I don't know if it's like, I don't want to say infrared, but like, because that's heat, but or whatever, but like maybe like a black light, but that sounds wrong on a lot of levels. And this is where the aliens touch the pole. There's like little fingerprints on it.
I don't know.
I specialize in alien fingerprints and DNA. Oh, so do you have some? No, but
I'm a specialist.
I know it when I see it. Yeah.
Brian, like we joked about that, where it's like, oh, we don't want to get abducted by aliens, and you're like, no, I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind.
It's wild that like as we get further and further and further from different points in time, there are those people that start coming out with these crazy alien conspiracies about different things, right? And they'll come out about things that happened like in the past, but they make sure to bring them up years and years and years later after people have kind of forgotten about the finer details of it. Yeah. So there's less people to fact check them. So I'm just waiting for like 30 years from now when people have this crazy theory about Obama
Brian's
being
mailbox.
An alien or something. Obama got into a UFO and knocked over Brian's mailbox.
Yeah, it was Obama.
Yeah.
But but there was I could have sworn people said there's theories out there about him being like a lizard man or something.
Who?
Obama.
Oh yeah.
And George W. Bush or something. Every president was actually a lizard man. You heard it here.
The lizard conspiracies. Yes, I'm familiar.
I don't want to be familiar with it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be familiar with it.
Yeah. I remember when I first like found out about alien abductions when I was a little kid, and it like kind of ruined my world.
Oh yeah. Well,
like I remember when I found out, I was like afraid to go to sleep and stuff.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it happened when I was like 7 or something. Like in the 90s, like on TV, they would always have these specials, like UFO abduction specials and shit. And they would always have reenactments, and it's like scary as fuck, and like people dressed as aliens.
Yeah.
And I turned it on one time. I remember watching it, and they were talking about like that giant triangle in the Belgian Triangle or whatever. Have you seen that? It's like this giant triangle UFO in the 8th.
Maybe.
I remember being freaked out because of the Bermuda Triangle, and I was also my parents never let me watch X-Files because I was so young, but I would always see the intro because they would start watching it like as I was going to bed and stuff. Yeah. And I would like go to my room and I would hear the fucking X-Files intro, which is super fucking eerie and creepy. And I would just hear that in the front room, and I'm just like laying in my bed, like wide-eyed, staring at like I was on the bottom bunk, so I'm just staring at the top bunk, just
oh god,
waiting.
I loved X-Files growing up.
You're just like laying there and like anticipating the start of the show.
Yo, and then I saw that fucking movie, Signs.
Oh
my god, that was pretty bad.
Creepy.
That movie freaks me the fuck out.
I love
just
that
one, like that one part where like they have that footage or something. And it's like
where it's like a kid's birthday party.
Yeah, the kid's birthday. They did such a good job with that movie.
Fucked me up, man. I was a kid, and I was.
It was pretty bad. But I'm telling you, like, that's what started it for me. Like, those, like, 90s TV specials they would show, and they'd have, like, the reenactments and stuff, and it's like, oh, I was in my bedroom, and then I couldn't move. I'm like, oh, God, here it comes.
And you're an impressionable because you're a kid.
Yeah. I'll be, like, laying there in bed and be like, oh, my God, that sock is an alien.
Doc is an alien.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It has
kind of fucked me up.
It has been an hour, my friends.
It has been.
Okay. feel like we covered the range of existence and humanity in this episode. We've really delved into
aliens
and the functioning of society. We just stopped short of the lizard theories.
Don't put your fucking ketchup in the fridge.
And also our conspiracies regarding Brian's mailbox, which we will get into more next time.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what started the whole alien thing. So
yeah.
It's because we'll have to elaborate on that.
You should see if you live in like a UFO hotspot or something.
How? Okay. I will do some Googling and get the.
I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, I live like an hour and a half outside New York City.
Okay. Well,
all right.
That was fun.
Yes. So this has been the second episode of Frumple Dongus, and according to the poll that was on Twitter, everyone wants to be called Donguses, so that's what everyone is. That's and this is all Justin's fault.
Thanks for watching, you Donguses.
Wait, what did I do?
Not watching.
You named them. You named them Donguses.
You named them. You
All right. Until next time. This is Ivy, and I was joined by Brian. And the llama.
And
I'm Brian.
And Brian.
Justin.
And Brian number 2.
I'm Brian.
I'm Justin.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.